So here we've got the OP 360 self-cocking crossbow. Within the box at first glance you're presented with your instructions on how to actually construct the crossbow, a grip to insert onto the bottom of the crossbow, the limb where we'll be attaching the string and other attachments that we'll get to when we put it together, 3 gold silver tipped crossbow bolts, and the OP 360 crossbow itself. So for installation, firstly we need the limb, 2 rubber pads, the metal pad, and then the smaller of the Allen keys. Undo the bolt at the front, slide the limb into the crossbow. At the front of the limb you've got these 2 white lines that first of all you just need to line up. 1 rubber pad goes beneath the limb, 1 rubber pad goes above the limb. And then finally the metal spacer with the divot facing towards the bolt needs to go at the top of the limb. And then tighten up as much as possible, which should leave you with something like that. You then need the 2 lock ends and the string. The lock ends go on either side of the limb. Make sure that the straight ridged end is facing backwards. You then need to loop the string over either side of the lock ends until it fits into the grooves of the lock end. You then need to get the string over to the other lock end. You can see it's too short at the moment. However, the easiest way to do this is to use a chair or a hard surface or the ground, put the butt of the actual crossbow onto it and push down really hard onto both sides of this in order to actually stretch the string over from one side to the next. Is sometimes easier with 2 people. Once the string's attached, you can fit the bottom hand grip onto the Picatinny rail here. You can then use the 2 bolts you get included in the box to attach the hand grip. Now, features and functions of this crossbow then. At the top you've got your sights, which are fully adjustable, as well as a Picatinny rail here for any optics that you want to attach. This little lever which goes forwards and backwards is your safety. The last thing you need to do now is obviously cock the weapon. Firstly, you need to press the button at the top here to release the stock, allowing you to pull the stock back to cock the weapon. You can then release the safety and you're good and ready to go. So I'm going to take the crossbow and the 3 darts across to the range and I'm going to give it a bit of a test. Looking forward to trying this actually, because I've not tested many crossbows, but this feels and sounds very powerful, so yeah, let's see what it can go through. So the OP 360 self-cocking crossbow, what's the final thoughts on this after shooting that on the range and actually putting it all together? Now the actual build of this thing, it feels really robust and it's actually nice and lightweight, so obviously you can carry this around for long periods of time. However, when you cock it, it feels really sturdy and obviously really powerful as well. This string here holds a lot of tension. Shooting this thing, pretty fun and pretty accurate, goes through most of your surfaces and sticks in wood like it's butter, to be fair. So everything from a looks, shooting and sort of functionality point of view is actually pretty cool, to be honest. Now going on to some of the downers, or the negative side of this thing, was the actual building. So I feel like when I was actually putting it together, although I had the instructions weren't the easiest to follow. I didn't know what some of the parts were called when it was referencing them on the actual instructions. I'm not massively familiar with crossbows, so it was the first time I was putting it together, to be fair. It does say on the instructions that obviously using a second person to help the string is a lot easier. Now I think it's a necessity because I did try several times to actually put it on myself. So if you want to pick up one of these crossbows, which is pretty cool as you can sort of see here, the link's down below. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this thing, what your comments are. Have you got a crossbow similar to this? Have you got this model? Just any general thoughts, to be honest, and I'll reply to you all. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next review.